It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? No. A strong deodorant? Yes. The six-pack of abs? Nope. Six-pack of beer? Yes. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol 21 plus and in select cities. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Eric, right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast, talking about those lines. And I gotta fill up your glass real quick so you can do this.
Drink it in, man.
And I wouldn't recommend you drinking it in without a double side of that delicious cornbread.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
Lions cornbread, hot and piping. We've got Lions off-season pod. Last week got away from me. I didn't give you any of those Kool-Aid packets or even the flagship, but it's all good. You know, we're watching playoff football. We're rooting against Benedict, who's now out, and we are in off-season mode. Talking Lions. We've got news. We've got updates. We've got takes, thoughts. And it's not just me solo here on the mic. It's the one and only at Chops in the D, who likes to hashtag things on this show.
Woo! Hashtag choppy liking.
He also does this quite often. Woo-wee! Chops, you're there. You say you're ready. You say you are going to entertain. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, okay, you forgot the hashtag what Choppy said, because that's been a nice go-to here lately with the people. But hey, I'm back. It's the flagship show, The People. I've been, they've been texting, they've been tweeting. I mean, I even got a Facebook message asking, "Where's the show, Chops?" Well, I haven't heard it since the Kool-Aid packet, like 2 Fridays ago. They're ready to go. They're hungry. They're thirsty. Let's serve it up.
Let's do this. And Chops, we kind of like normally it's me steering the ship and coming up with topics and you just saying whatever comes to the top of your head. So I guess I'll start with a question.
Who is this Rudy Poo?
Drew Petzig. I mean, you know what Drew kind of rhymes with, right?
Who is this Rudy Poo?
It kind of goes together, but like, I want to hear your thoughts because you've been on the Twitterverse bopping around, putting out emojis, saying stuff. I've been quiet on this topic, so go ahead and give the people your thoughts, your research, your stats, your opinions, your takes.
I mean, again, I think your drop, the who is this Drew, Rudy Poo Drew, was pretty spot on because I am less than impressed with this hiring by the Lions. Is it maybe another one of those diamonds in the rough? I know the guy had like a head coaching job interview last season, but not one of the names that I was looking at, especially with a lot of the dynamic guys that are out there. And then there was this talk about like, well, people were saying, took Dan Campbell's comments like he would be consistent. He was going to be here and, he was going to be here for a couple of seasons. And I don't even know how I really feel about that either. So Okri, my initial take is okay, but I'd be lying to you if I said that my initial take wasn't that same thing when it came to Benedict Johnson. And I mean, that turned out okay for the Lions, but this dude, I don't know, man. What are your thoughts?
So,
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, let me jump in here because I'm not going to try to ride the fence necessarily, but I am kind of in the middle right now on this, and here's why. I feel like Lions fans, you included, me sometimes, we only know what we know. So you know a big name, you know a former head coach, you think it looks fun, it's a intriguing name, it's a sexy move, and you're like, well, that's what we needed to do, and that's what happened with Mike McDaniel. Everybody was just sat him circle. We had to have him. Did you see the pictures in the airport where he's wearing the all white plaid triple vested suit with the big watch and the hair and the sunglasses on inside? Like, what did I tweet out a long time ago when somebody put him up and talked about, as I said, seems like the opposite of grit to me. Now, that's not necessarily a knock on Mike McDaniel. He's just a different cat. He's good at running the football. He's done some nice things. But he also seems like kind of a wimp of a head coach and a different bird. So, yeah, when the Lions kind of came out through rumor and innuendo that they liked him, but he's not necessarily the exact right fit or exactly what they were looking for, that made a lot of sense to me. And the other point is, like, people just want to throw out, get this big name, pay him whatever, do whatever. We always say these NFL teams know so much more than us. They know their culture. We don't know Drew from who, or know if he's a Rudy Poo or not. So it's like, this guy could be good. He could not be good. I mean, you're a guy that just goes on past track record, so you're going to bring up, well, he only did this in Arizona, and he was 19th in overall offense, or whatever. And to me, none of that matters. It matters how he fits the 2026 Detroit Lions, as well as what he does now with the weapons. I don't know if you know, but we have a guy who's a multi-dimensional, positionless. Wait for it. Won't make you wait anymore. Elite weapon. I hear that he met with ya boy, Jared Goff, and soon after that he was signed. So obviously there's a sign off by your quarterback. Now, I don't know if he's going to work on his spirals or maybe get him in the gym or what might happen, but all I know is that I'm torn between, yes, we always like it when they sign somebody we know and we think that's right. Same like in the draft, when they take people that we want or that we know, we think it's a good draft pick. When they take people we don't, we hate on it, and then sometimes it comes back to bite us, or sometimes we're like, see, you should have took that guy. He's a stud. So this could go either way for me, and right now I think that I'm holding back of saying, who's this Rudy Poo? Oh, he can't do this. Oh, he's not good. And no, I don't care whose wedding he went to or what his past track record is or how big his head is or how weird he looks. All I care about is if he comes here and meshes well with Dan freaking Campbell, Jared Goff, all our weapons, and puts up points and does a good job here in Detroit. And that's TBD if you ask me, but we'll see. I hope he does well.
Oh, that was a lot, Okri. Look,
I mean, somebody has to.
I don't know, man.
People.
It's tough because Dan Campbell's track record on hiring OCs. How does that look other than Benedict? I think he brought in a guy and then he had to fire him and take the play calls away, and then he brought in Benedict and it worked out, and then Johnny Moe didn't work out so well. Got his play calls taken away after 6 games, and then now you got this guy. So. But I will counter, I'm the stat guy. I'm the stat guy. But the thing about the stats that's really just not fair is he's in Arizona. He had a midget of a quarterback. He had shell of an offensive line. He had not nearly the weapons that that we've got here in 2026 and beyond. So, to sit here and go, well, what could he do? He had Trey Benson and James Conner in 2024. Who? What? Okay, cool. Well, now he's got Demo and Jameer Gibbs. Marvin Harrison Jr. regressed under this guy. Okay, dude was injured, had an up and down rookie season, but guess what? He's no Amon-Ra. or hashtag JMoFast. And I will say that the guy was able to put up some get the ball to Trey McBride, a great progression over his 3 seasons. So maybe he can do a little work with Sammy Biscuits when he gets back from injury. So look, it's no comparison personnel Lions to Cardinals. So I don't really dive much into the stats. The guy seems to have the run game situation like on lockdown. So great. Maybe he can scheme up to get Jahmyr Gibbs in the open field a little bit more. Would love to see it. But at the end of the day, as long as he's putting players in positions to succeed where Jared Goff can throw the ball and get it to open wide receivers, and we can run the ball and dominate the trenches, that's all that really matters.
Chop, chop. I have exclusive audio here on the show. Do you want to hear this?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
This is Drew Petzig on a side comment about his former quarterback.
I pity myself that I gotta be with these fools.
And the other players on his team. Let me throw this at you too. Like, how many people came out of the woodwork, all our loyal, diehard Detroit Koolaid drinkers on the Twitterverse and everything, and just what are you basing this on that you initially hate this? You know, on every level. Again, you didn't know who he was. You looked at a couple stats and weren't overwhelmed. How many people have went somewhere with a great track record and done bad? Why? Because of the culture, because of the players, because of the quarterback they have, whatever it may be. So it's like, you know, I'm sitting here on pause going, I don't want to be the guy that waits to see if he's good and then say, oh, I knew he was going to be great all along. But like, I'm very curious to see what he does under a Dan Campbell who like seems to be handing off the play calling, but will be very involved. Has a little bit of youth to him. Has a little bit of Ben Johnson-ish. Has a little bit of aggressiveness, I'm sure, from a gritty mentality. So I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but I'm saying all you people that are just saying this is terrible because it wasn't one of the 2 names you wanted or heard of, you gotta back off that a little bit. And Chops had a good point too. Based on Dan Campbell's track record, you can't give him the benefit of the doubt either. Like, we all have started to give Brad, used to be always open for business, Holmes, a benefit of the doubt in the draft. But there's plenty of people I've drafted here sitting on my couch in the DTO scouting office based on what I know, the podcasts I listen to, the research I do, the spreadsheet, that end up being studs. And then there's plenty of guys he's taken that have been incredible too. So don't tell me that like, oh, we don't know anything or these people can't be right with their takes. But you have to lean on the track records, and Dan Campbell needs to hit on this OC because he's had, a couple misses. Thanks, Jim Rome. But he found a couple diamond, and like this guy might be real good. He might be a great fit. He might do all the right things. It's definitely a question mark, and everyone hates it when they go a little bit off the side or doesn't get glowing praise from the media, and that's very Kool-Aid-esque. From our fan base, but also like I like the loyal diehards that are like, hey, I'm gonna judge this guy based on what he does or what I think he can do when it gets closer, not one day after he signed because he's got a weird shaped head and you didn't know who he was and he's coming from Arizona, which no one likes that football team.
Yeah, I think people just get caught up in the name cachet, right? Like that's the thing. Like, Dan freaking Campbell gets hired, and people are like, "Wait, is that the right Campbell? I thought we were getting Matt Campbell from Iowa." No, and then it's like, well, and people were clamoring on Mike Vrabel. Oh, we know, but so they get caught up in the name cachet, and in this case, it was the dude out of Baltimore. Again, I love the people that just went on the website. Oh, we can get all these head coaches that have lost their jobs, and we can bring them all in as an OC, a DC, a line coach. I was like,
pay them whatever, all-star team. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around where it's just gonna like have all these people, and we need the best staff ever that everyone's heard of to win again, and I really don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I do understand the fact that like I understand the people wanting to make a big splash. It seems like this regime has lacked other than making some moves in the draft, they've lacked that like cachet, big splash, whether it's huge free agency, the best free agent, or the best coach on what offense or defense. They've done a lot of hiring from within. But it also means that you know what you're getting. When you hire from within, you know some familiar, you know what you're getting, right? Like Mike McDaniel comes in, he may be smart, drawing up all these amazing plays, but Dan Campbell goes, I don't like the way that he, does this or does that. And I just didn't know that in the interview process. So I gotta just sit back and go, okay, do I know the guy? First of all, you're right. I have no clue who this dude is. I could not tell you a single thing about him. I can read up to him here and there, but everybody comes out and goes, oh, this guy sucks. He had the 33rd ranked defensive or offensive line with this and this. Like, okay, guys, like, everybody all of a sudden becomes an expert when a name gets thrown out there that nobody knew or nobody was expecting because everybody wanted, John Harbaugh to come be the coordinator or, whatever. So
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
I don't know, man. It's TBD. Like you said, I don't want to sit here and say I love it and I'm just going to trust Dan Campbell. I don't love it. It's one of those, I guess we just got to let it play out. But if it blows up in their face, all the people, I told you from day one this was going to be this way and he sucks. And Dan Campbell's calling plays again. It's only week 7. But, I'm kind of just like, tap the brakes. Let's see how it goes. He's made good hires in the past. He's made some bad hires in the past too. But, again, no one in Arizona was anywhere near the weapons and the skill players that he's got now. So he's going to have some new toys to tinker with.
So, Chops, what you're saying is this.
Serenity now!
Just need a little serenity and you calm down. Or, like, once the season starts, are we going to, unfortunately, be looking at this?
The kids are playing their tail off, and the coaches are screwing it up.
Or are we going to say this?
I'm a good coach.
Like, I think it's going to be one of the three. Now, let's flip over to Shep. I know you like to fit in the word Shep, talk about Shep, evaluate Shep, talk about Shep's defense. Like, is he going to be back, or what's going on there?
I'm back, baby!
I think the only head coaching position that he interviewed for was Miami, and that one was filled. So I'm not too concerned about Shep getting not going out of here. So, again, one season. Don't get me wrong. The guy, put together the Legion of Whom and did a decent job at the end of the season there, dealing with a lot of injuries. But I can't see this guy going and being a head coach somewhere after one season of having a semi-middle of the pack defense. So give him a couple more years, and I'm sure he'll become a hot commodity, especially after the Lions win the Super Bowl in 2026. Then everybody will be clamoring for him.
So I asked you a question, but I should have gave my take. So imagine this. I haven't been on, it hasn't been a real reason to be on the good old Detroit sports talk radio. They're talking about the sport we shall not speak of. They're evaluating every little thing. They're talking about hashtag choppy hockey and those Red Wings. They're talking about my Pistons, the best team basically in basketball except for the Thunder. But I heard a take today just in passing from Doug Karsh, and tell me if this makes any sense. I was like, this should be the show. We should do like a side pod, which is just making fun of this ridiculousness that we hear or the stuff these people come up with and just pick it apart. His take was that if you can find a better DC, you should. Now that sounds fine on the surface, but you know what his premise was? That while these other people are coming available, you should be interviewing DCs, looking into new DCs, and if you find a better one, you just sign him, and I don't know what you do. You just shove Shep off to the side. That happens nowhere in sports. You don't have a signed, tenured coordinator that's your coordinator And you don't like do side interviews with other DCs and then decide, oh, you're better, so we'll kick this other guy to the curb and get him. Like that was just crazy to me. Like if you moved on from him or if he left for another opportunity, of course, then you're looking for the best available option. But has it ever happened where you have an acting DC that you expect to bring back? But let's bring some people in and see if there's better options. But if there's no better option, Shep, you're our guy. Like, come on, that's terrible. That's terrible. Where's Charles at?
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't really know where you're going with that. Like, first of all, like what you sneak the candidate into the building and no one notices, and oh no, yes, he's a DC, and yes, he's looking for a job, but no, Dan Campbell's just having coffee with them. They're talking a little shop. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. And then. Right. Breaking news, Shep dismissed, even though he's under contract for the next 4 seasons to bring in Robert Saleh as the DC. No, it just doesn't happen. Like, I don't even understand. Like, look, unless Shep said to them, hey, guys, I'm looking for a head coaching job. And by the way, like, I'm either going to take this DC job here. I'm going to take this head coaching job here. I'm going to go to LSU. So start looking. Like, no one does that. Why? Like, why would they? He's under contract. You're not going to breach your contract, cut him, throw him loose just because you think you might have someone better. That makes no sense at all.
You want to know how to have a bad culture? Do that. I'm sure there's corporate places that do that. Maybe the radio station does that. Maybe other shady characters do that. But Dan freaking Campbell isn't going to bring in other options while his boy is there and decide, oh, you're better. We'll just go with this other rando person that he met with the other day. That was just crazy to me. So
yeah, a guy that they brought in internally, by the way. Like they've raised this guy's cut his teeth with the Lions. Like, it's not like there was an outside hire and it really didn't work out after a season. This is a dude that's been with the organization that they promoted from within. So get out of here with that nonsense. You should know better than that.
Doug Karsh, I know you try to be respectful. I know you try to be an upstanding human. You always got to talk every day about how you raise your kids and tell everybody how they should be. But come on, man.
Oh, that's felonious. It's felonious.
Felonious take. I don't think there's much else to be said on the coordinator. I mean, like I said, I think it's a little bit of I hoping people give the guy a chance, based on what he does. Have your thoughts, have your opinions, that's fine. They're not even done yet. I could still see them adding like sub-coordinators or once they start adding players to fit certain things. I feel like excitement is going to be there, and I don't even mind the people either that are like, hey, either I hate this or I don't know, and we'll see who's right or wrong when they start not only playing football, but let this guy get behind his microphone chops. You know how I got to hear what he's going to say, what kind of vibe he's going to have. And then when he starts getting with the players, I'll start to not only judge him, but I'll have a better feel. But for me, just come out because I don't know the guy. He wasn't on my top 2 list because who's got like a top 10 list of OCs that they really want? Everybody had like 2 to 3 names they're sort of hoping for, and you guys were going crazy about the guy that wears capris and has a Louis Vuitton bag, purse, whatever you want to call it, and all this other stuff. And it's like, man, I'm looking for grinders. I'm looking for dudes that can fit in with our current players and our alpha head coach. That's what I want.
Yeah, okay. I know you can't wait for the first presser so you can go, oh gosh, this guy just crushed the podium. Oh, it's all the things that he said. I love it.
You just
love it.
I hope I'll be saying this once he's done.
You just blew my mind.
It's gonna be fun. Like do you want to do a 10-minute breakdown on Ahmed Hassan about him changing his jersey number? Do you want to get deep on that or what?
Oh, here we go. You mean Hassan? No. Yeah, what's the new number? What? I don't even know what this is news to me. Breaking news.
I mean,
Ahmed Hassan is going to change his number.
Oh man, big time breaking news. I mean, the off season's hot when we got that DB from the paper or whatever he does these days is out there writing articles about Ahmed Hassanian. The AKA Assassin is said he's going to change his number from 61 to something in the upper 50s or 90s. Wow. I mean, I'm blown away. What about you?
I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait. Maybe he'll go 91 in honor of Sergei Fedorov.
Do you think it deserves a quad wow? Maybe from Frank Ribble? Frank Ribble, where the hell are you, bro?
Wow! 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 Wow!
This guy vanished into thin air. He's out there fishing or something. And there was like a 2-year span where Frank Ribble was sending out 30 tweets a day about everything. Not saying that was necessarily good sometimes, but he was out there. Now I don't know what to do with him.
He was out there.
I check in on a few of the Kool-Aid drinkers and I don't hear from them forever. I go, are you okay? Are you out there? They get back to me, but they drop off, and some guys dip in more than you'd expect. So there's that going on. So yeah, I mean, here's my thing with Hassanian.
I was gonna say you want to talk about Kool-Aid drinkers we haven't heard from a while that we used to hang with. Have you heard from my boy Bo DeFrisco? Bo knows. Used to leave some nice drops. Used to call into the show. We may or may not have tailgated with him for a Lions playoff game. The guy signed up for, I think, one of the leagues that we're in, fantasy football leagues in. Never updated his roster. Never responded to trade requests. Never did anything, and I haven't heard from him since.
We either did or were considering doing a Bo Knows segment on the show. He was going to have a segment at one point, and now he's gone. Yeah. But it's funny you mentioned that. I have a text here from December 22nd, 2020.
AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
So what do you want?
What do I want? I want to use my degree for good. And in general.
I kind of meant like a muffin or a latte.
I want a job with a generous work-from-grocery-store policy.
You are here a lot.
Debbie, please, I'm working.
I want a job that will change the world.
Ma'am, this is a drive-thru.
And some nuggets.
With LinkedIn's new AI-powered job search, you can find roles that match your unique skills, so you can dare to discover more. Visit linkedin.com/jobs to learn more.
Año nuevo. Los mismos extra value meals en McDonald's. Ahora te puedes llevar 2 snack wraps y papitas y una bebida mediana por solo $8. Solo por tiempo limitado. Precios y participación pueden variar. Los precios pueden ser más altos en Hawaii, Alaska y California y con entrega.
Every sip of Coca-Cola brings you closer to the excitement of the FIFA World Cup 26. Because nothing compares to the joy. So grab a Coke and drink in the FIFA World Cup 26. No purchase necessary. 13 plus in 50 U.S. states and D.C. with a web-enabled device. Ends March 1st with 8 entry periods. Rules at cokeurl.com/soccer rules.
This episode is brought to you by Stouffer's. Here comes 3-time juggling champion Natalia Rogers. She's juggling law school, her TA job. Oh, narrowly catches the laundry. What's that 4th ball? Parents unexpectedly showed up at dinner time? Is that too much for Natalia? Not with Stouffer's Chicken Alfredo and its mouth-watering mix of Asiago, Romano, and Parmesan. When you're juggling 4 things at once and the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's.
Where I reached out to Bo DeFrisco and he got back to me. Dude says he's bought a house, very busy. Imagine that, people saying they're busy. He's all good, man. Says he's got to get back into the rhythm of not only the show but doing the Bo Knows. So he's out there. He's ready.
Okay, I'm impressed. He's sending texts from the future.
Yes,
December 22nd, 2026. That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah. Hey, sorry. Like I get the grace period of like a month or so where you always call them at 2026 when it's 2025, and you got to write something that's in 2025 and you put 2026 at the end. Come on now.
Yeah, you get till February, I think that's the standard breakdown.
He's out there, and like I say, hope Ribble is good too. So here's my quick take. We're gonna just skip through the commercials. Yet there'll be lots of commercials in the show. We appreciate all you listening. Here's my beef with Hassanian. Like where was he? What the hell? Like, we were all excited about this dude's hustle. You were all like, he's going to get 10 sacks. And I was like, hey, he's just a hustle dude. He's got a great mentality. I love what he could grow into. The dude got hurt early. We brought him back mid-season. I never even heard a practice report. Like, hey, he's out there. We're seeing good things. Maybe he'll play. He just did nothing. Was nowhere. Like, why?
Well, wasn't he on the practice squad for quite a while there? The whole situation was a bit weird because we let him go, then we re-signed him to the practice squad, and then I never really got clarification on like what his situation was with him being back. But
he was there.
I don't think
he was.
Did
he
he
was
even
out
get
there,
snaps?
but...
I don't think he had any snaps in the regular season. Did he?
No snaps. I know he was on the team. I know he was practicing. I know that he was on the practice squad. I heard his name mentioned a couple times, but I don't understand, what injury do you get? Again, I don't want to totally brush this off because this is a brutal sport. These guys are warriors. But what injury, Chops, do you get in August and you can't see the field or help the team in any way, especially a team that ended up having a game or two that didn't mean anything towards the end? You're Dunsky absolutely until January? What kind of injury is that? What type of recovery is that? Why is this guy, we didn't get anything, even a look at him? I just don't understand, and that to me always makes me feel like the Lions have had so many washouts year one over the years. You just, either it's this high second round pick or a late diamond that you hope's going to be good. They go a whole calendar, a whole NFL season, a whole 18 to 20 plus weeks and can't do anything? That'll never make sense to me. I don't care how bad you could bust up your ankle or rip up your shoulder, and I still expect you back in 12 weeks. To just hear nothing, see nothing is just very disappointing for the assassin, which is gonna lose that nickname quick if we don't see or hear or does do something soon.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Drafted in the 6th round in April, signs a 4-year, $4 million contract in May. Waived by August, signed to the practice squad / future reserve contract to make $800K next year and then become a ERFA. I have no idea. I don't get it. You drafted the dude, right? You spent a pick, right? Those are valuable. You spent a pick to get a guy on a 4-year contract, and then within 6 months, he's no longer even on your squad for 4 seasons. He's only on for a futures contract. I don't even get it, man. So hopefully he can come back, he can play, and then he's going to have a little extra motivation because he's he's not under contract in 2027. So I don't know.
A little tidbit, a little caveat, if you will. We didn't have any edges.
Yeah.
We had Marcus
Or says he's fat.
Port on the edge that did. What do you have? 3 tackles all year? Did he have a pressure? I don't even think he got to the quarterback once. He was a little plump, or maybe not, but he wasn't good.
Or says he's fat.
And we had no one else. And Assassin still couldn't get out there and do anything. Oh, my goodness. All right. Anyway, he's going to change his number, people. I'm sure he's going to be great.
Davenport had 1 sack and 6 tackles. Come on. 6 tackles, 1 sack. That's respectable for a guy making, what was he making, $8 million a year? Come on.
So if you take his sacks times his tackles plus a few, you get his games missed for the year. Okay, great.
9 games, yeah.
Chops, I got an important topic here. This is something we should spend probably the majority of the rest of the show on. We'll talk. We won't talk, but we'll get you hyped at the end about off-season draft, free agency. A little teaser there. But one thing that hit me during these playoffs is what separates teams in the NFL when it comes to winning it all? Because when I watch these playoffs, these teams, part of me sometimes thinks this is going to be a very non-Kool-Aid topic from your boy Oakery, but sometimes I'm like, can the Lions compete, with some of these squads? Could we be in these type of games and these atmospheres and get it done and win 3-4 games and get to the big game? And then there's other moments where I'm looking at it going, why are these teams in the playoffs and the Lions are out? You know, some of these teams don't even look quality, yet they won 10, 11, 12 games. And here the Lions sputtered to a 4th place, missed the playoffs, nothing doing. It's like, what's that separation? Is it health? Is it a few plays here or there? Is it the refs? Is it coaching? Is it your quarterback play? Like, what are these few determining factors that really make or break your season and get you over the hump? Because I feel like the Lions are really going to have to not only figure out what those are, but are going to have to get some good luck and really step their game up. I think I even have a drop here on the new board, which people know I've been having fun with here on the show. Like, I feel like they're really going to have to step it up to win big and win in the playoffs. I know we come on here and say Super Bowl every time, but do they have what it takes, and what does it take?
In a world where Sam Darnold can blow out the 49ers to make the NFC Championship game, then you dang well better believe that Jared Goff can do what it has what it takes and can do what it takes to get to the NFC Championship and beyond. So I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it's a lot of, I mean, look, in the AFC, the top 2 seeds made it through, right? You got the Broncos and the Patriots. Both had really great regular seasons. Both have young up and coming quarterbacks. I still would argue the Lions have better weapons. Patriots got a little bit of grit. Okay, sure, fine. But then on the other side, you got the Sea Chickens and the LA Rams. And again, like, they got Stafford and they got weapons too. So each team seems to be doing it a little different. But I think, honestly, a lot of it just comes down to getting hot at the right time. And like we talk about every week, man, the NFL game breaks down to anywhere from 4 to 6 plays. And if you are on the right side of those 4 to 6 plays in the game, you're going to win. It doesn't matter what happens every time, all the rest of the time. So I'm still a believer. I think the Lions have some things they need to do. They got to adjust the trenches because they just rely so heavily on that. But I don't know, man. I have not been impressed with some of these playoff performances. Texans blowing out the Steelers 30-6. Patriots basically just beating a lifeless Chargers team 16-3. And of course, like I mentioned, the Sea Chickens pounding on the 49ers, the freaking 49ers, who were supposed to be this powerhouse. They knocked out the Eagles, and then they just get mollywopped by Seattle. So I don't really know. And then, of course, I'm not even going to talk about the game. The Bears have been in this like hate. I've hated every matchup, right? Like, first it's the Packers. Can't root for anybody there. Then it's the Rams. Can't root for anybody there. Just terrible NFC bracket breakdown for us. But I don't know. I think each season seems a little bit different. I kind of like what's going on in the AFC. These young and up and coming quarterbacks with a team built around them. But I guess in the NFC, it's a little bit of the been there, done that established team.
So what you're saying is the Lions need to
step your game up.
That's what I was looking for before.
100%. 100%.
I think that when we say
step your game up,
like, what it means to me is that you can't just think that the everybody knows we have some good players. We also know that those good players, for the majority of them, stayed pretty healthy, especially on the offense side of the ball. It wasn't good enough. So when me and At Chops and the D are saying
step your game up,
we mean, like, you got to go into next year with different. You got to go in with an edge. You have to, if you don't have enough talent or don't have as good of a quarterback or don't have the breaks or don't get the calls by the refs or maybe you're not as healthy, you have to have other things that help you win consistently, both in the regular season, which I equate to like fantasy football, which is like you play 10, 12, 15, the NFL 17 games over 18 weeks. That's a grueling schedule with the way these guys beat up their bodies. For what? To get to the playoffs and have one game determined? Like, I don't feel bad for Benedict and the Chicago Bears. Shout out actually to at Joey Sports Guy, our friend. I'm so glad they lost, and you said you didn't have a rooting interest Yeah, I'm not rooting for Statty Patty Matty Statty to get another trophy, but I was damn glad that he put those bums out of their misery, especially after the way that went down. If I would have had to hear about another comeback, I would have lost it. But here's where I'm at with the playoff NFL football. How much does it suck, Chops? I know you know because I put you out of the playoffs one year in our RFL, which, oh, you're the champion. I get it. Like the one time we went head up in the playoffs, I whooped you. And the one time in the regular season, I beat you as well. So it's like, how do you like going a great regular season? You show up against a guy like Oakley in the fantasy playoffs instead of all these other bums you beat up on this year, and you get sent home. Like, that's a horrible feeling. Part of me was watching the NFL playoffs going, I think I love NBA and hockey so much more because you get that 7-game feel. Now, I'm not saying that you could even do multiple games in the NFL, but what I'm saying, when you win a 5-7 game series, that feels like a battle in a playoff. You were the better team. In the NFL, it's like, how was the weather? Who was healthy? What did the refs do? Who had the most turnovers? And that determines your entire season. I hate that. And don't give me these people out there that ones, well, that's why March Madness is so great. It's the underdogs. It's the one and done. No, I really hate it now. So I don't want the Lions to rip off another great regular season next year and get bounced in around 1 or 2. They're going to have to find a way to win however many games and get in, and then string 3-4 games together and get to the promised land. You feel me?
Yeah, I think this is where you're trying to set me up to get in trouble with the people, because this is where I tell you that the Stanley Cup is the ultimate championship trophy because you truly crown the rightful champ that season. Like, it's not this one and done. It's not this, well, we made 2 mistakes and it cost us. Oh, we missed by a game tying or game losing 2-point conversion or field goal that knocked our season out completely out. Like, right. You talk about these, you know, like you said, I'm not a big basketball guy, but I'll talk about hockey all day long. Hashtag choppy hockey. You got to beat a team in a 7-game series, and you got to do it 4 freaking times to win the cup. And you can't, no one can argue that the champion at the end of the day in the NHL is not the true champion of the season. So in the NFL, on the sideway bar, I could argue it because, like you said, man, like you have one bad game, your quarterback goes bonkers and throws 4 interceptions in one game. Shout out Josh Allen, you dropped the ball on this one. You had your chance, man. This is like, there was no token quarterback you had to beat. You had a wide open lane. You had to knock out the Jaguars, and then you had to take out the Broncos. Whoever, I don't know, man. Like, I mean,
you kind of glossed over it, but to circle back to my analogy, like that year when you like fought real hard for the whole regular season, then you came up against the Oakley Detroit Lions in Reality Sports Online, and I sent you packing. Like, that wasn't fun, was it? Like that just seems like, man, Chops really worked hard for 10+ weeks only to go up against a superior squad on a day and take an L. I mean,
I think you're twisting the topic here to toot your own horn, considering you're talking to the guy who's got 2 belts on his shoulder right now. So you want to talk.
That's why I'm doing it, because I'm tired of hearing it.
Upset me one time in 2021. How'd that feel? How did it feel that you didn't even make the playoffs and I'm over here touting out titles? So get back on track, okay?
That feels like damn freaking Campbell. That don't feel good. We don't want to miss the playoffs. We don't have a lackluster year, but it happens, okay? So like, my point is, I think I sold you on the fact, though, like, didn't you just kind of sour on the NFL playoffs based on my diatribe? Like, you bust your ears for 15+ weeks of football, week in, week out, day in, day out, and then you either have a bad day or a team has an incredible day, or I don't know, the Zebras steal it from you on a couple bad calls, the NFL buzzes down, and your whole season is over, and then what do you have to do? You're like, all right, well, we'll retool next year. We'll see you in August. It's like, it's such an empty feeling where, like, I love, like you said, in hockey and in hoops, you get that rivalry, and you also get like, hey, we lost game 2. That's okay. We'll catch you in a couple days, and we'll get our get back. And then we'll see, maybe it'll come down to a game 7, winner take all, and then we'll do the one and done, but not the first time. And I know you can't get around it in football, but it just really annoyed me that teams like Buffalo and some of these other squads, they're trying so hard to get to the Super Bowl, and every year they run up against a better team, the better quarterback, a couple whoopsie doozies here or there, and it's a waste. It feels like a total waste of a season. Would you rather get the first pick or lose in the first round of the playoffs? I'm probably going to take the number one pick, because losing in the first round after a grueling regular season sucks. So, Chops, to put a button on it, this year sucked for the Detroit Lions. We worked hard. We tried. We went through the whole grind. And what happened? We were last in the division. We didn't even win double-digit games. We beat Chicago twice, which was nice. We did some other nice things. But what do we get? A set of steak knives and a slap on the back, and we'll catch you in 6 months. So what the Lions need to do is they need to saddle up for the upcoming NFL draft. But before that, Chops, we got free agency, we got the Senior Bowl, we've got off-season workouts, and before you know it, it's training camp. And yeah, this team does need to step their game up. Let me get back to it.
Step your game up.
They need to make some changes. They need to bring it. They need to have an edge like I have right now on the pod, come back big time, and get it done in 2026. I'm not talking about win 12 games and win 1 or 2 playoffs and then get bounced. I'm talking about do what you got to do. Have everything come through Detroit, win 3+ football games, and we'll catch you in the Super Bowl. Are you with me? This needs to happen, and they need to figure out what these things are to make it happen. No more, we'll run it back. Hey, we'll make a couple tweaks. Hey, we're going to save our money for a rainy day. Let's go now, and what you've done up till now is great, but right now, it's not good enough.
Well, they're going to have a nice little, a very light strength of schedule, so that should be another. I saw, opponents lined up already, so I'll enjoy taking out the 4th ranked teams in divisions there, because we got this somehow miraculously got this week drop down into 4th. So look, you're right. It is time. It's time to but it starts now. You got to start putting in the work. You got your coordinators now. Great. Okay. Staff's locked in. What's the next step? Brad, always open for business. Holmes needs to start working on these contract negotiations, restructure Goff, deal with Taylor Decker. You're going to open up a lot of cap space. You know that you're going to, figure out what we're going to do with AKA, because we have an AKA problem? We might, because the dude's making $28 million next year. He ain't producing like it. So start restructuring some deals. I heard a little Pen A restructure might be in the works too. Get it done. Open up the cap space and then make a splash. You didn't make a splash with the OC? Fine. Go make a splash in free agency. Give me the best center, the best left tackle. Maybe it's the best edge. I don't really know, but do something. Get the cap space done. You got the carryover from 2025 into 2026. You're going to have the space. You got a couple of your own to take care of, but they're still under contract on cheap deals next year. So let's go make the changes. And then before you know it, okay, we got all that stuff going on. We got restructures. We got free agents, and then you nailed it. Hit the music. The NFL draft, which I am not prepared for at all. I know the DTO scouting office is going, but I am not ready to make my pick. I know it's #choppy mocky season, but let's go.
Everybody, get hyped for this offseason. Get hyped for the draft, free agency, this team getting it together, and ultimately doing this for the city of Detroit.
Step your game up.
Let's go, everybody. That's what we got. And we'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.
Drew who?
What is your name? Doesn't matter what your name is. Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions. Drink it in.